Hey all, welcome back to the Silverleaf channel. Today I want to go over the aspects that I want to see improved on in the Elder Scrolls 6. If you haven't already, join the Silverleaf kin by subscribing, and if you enjoyed this video, give it a like and share with your friends. So let's just jump into this. The first thing I want to talk about is loot. I love the new loot system implemented in Fallout 4, and I want to see the same system in the Elder Scrolls 6. It keeps you more focused on the game and doesn't draw your attention away from whatever is going on around you, and so I see it as more immersive. Another thing I would like to see is no more trashy random loot. In Skyrim it can be a common sight for you to pick a lock only to find something stupid like 10 gold or 2 torches. No doubt there needs to be a balance in what type of loot we get, and it shouldn't be too overpowered, but the player needs to feel like they earned a reward worthy of the deeds they accomplished. Exploration. The Elder Scrolls is well known for excelling in open worlds, making the player want to travel about freely and explore whatever piques their curiosity. And usually the player is rewarded in turn for doing so, either by some form of treasure, a beautiful scene, or something unexpected. I expect no less for the upcoming Elder Scrolls installment, and I would adore to see the element of exploration much more improved, and in turn on a whole other level compared to Skyrim and the other installments before it. Difficulty. The concept of difficulty in the Elder Scrolls games has bothered me in a way. Playing Skyrim on a higher difficulty gives you more of a challenge as your character becomes a higher level, and I like that. But what I would also like to see implemented in difficulty is how the AI reacts to the player in combat depending on difficulty, so that it's not only a mere difference in numbers, such as the enemy AI having more health and the player inflicting less damage, but also AI that have their own tactics, and their tactics become more advanced depending on the difficulty set. Perhaps there could be 2 settings that coincide with each other, one for difficulty and one for combat. The difficulty setting will play out the same like in Skyrim, and the combat setting would affect the AI's behavior and awareness in a fight. This would no doubt make you think twice and force you to think out a strategy to beat your foes. NPCs. NPCs such as bandits, rogue mages, and the like feel rather generic most of the time. They usually are just named bandit or some kind of ranking. What I want to see is more connection and consequence. Skyrim began to dabble a little in this, like when you assault some NPCs in a hold for instance. Afterwards, if the player talks to anyone related to that NPC, they'll likely demand an apology from you, and they will threaten to kill you if you don't do so. So basically what I'm trying to get at here is, if you killed a bandit leader, perhaps any bandits that went out hunting or mugging while you ransacked their hideout and left nobody alive, and then comes back to find the mess you made, they may seek out revenge for their fallen comrades. And the same for any NPC you steal from and get caught, or kill someone, and their relatives or friends may come after you to seek revenge if they found out. That would make you think twice who to mess with, and make things a hell of a lot more interesting, as you wouldn't just clear a dungeon and leave it at that. A sense of change. As in-game time passes, I'd love to see the world around me change. Like if a shopkeeper passed away, perhaps the assistant or one of the shopkeeper's family members would take over the business. Or if it was a day of celebration, I want to see the festivities, such as people dancing and drinking, feasts, and a lot of NPCs out and about, more than you would see on a normal day. Seasons need to be emphasized more, apparently, to the world, depending on the time of year as well. Character balance. Another thing that the Elder Scrolls series is well known for, and one of the big reasons why I love the series, is the interesting and quirky characters that wander about. Skyrim did indeed have a few characters that are memorable, such as Cicero with his jester attire and clownish yet deadly personality. Though I felt that a lot of the time most characters in Skyrim were so serious about whatever, that I found them to be rather bland and with no life, sometimes. Oblivion and Morrowind had a lot more interesting, memorable characters, and so I want to see that happen in the Elder Scrolls 6. There has got to be that balance with character personality. Either way, if an NPC is too serious or too much of a joke without good reason, there's no fun in that, and it's not engaging, and there's nothing else to it. The Elder Scrolls Online has presented character balance in NPCs very well. There are a lot of quirky characters with their own sense of witty humour, and they all react in a manner to which you behave or how the world interacts with them. So I do hope the same will be done with Bethesda Game Studios' upcoming Elder Scrolls installment. Traveling. In my video Skyrim Without Fast Travel, I went into detail about my experience not using fast travel, and in fact disabling it completely. I'll link that video down in the description if you haven't already seen it. Now I can see why some people prefer to have map markers, but I personally see it as a means to disconnect the player from actually encouraging them to explore and get familiar with their surroundings. So to please both sides of the spectrum, there could be an option in the settings to toggle map markers on and off. Not having any map markers would force the player to interact with the world around them and ask NPCs for directions to a place, which would really make it all the more immersive. And as for fast travel, there could be immersive alternatives to the simple click and automatically travel to the location that is found. A player instead could travel by boat, carriage, or horse. And last but certainly not least, story. What if you don't want to be the good guy? Or what if you didn't want to always play the role of a nice guy? And let your dark side come out a bit sometimes. Fallout 3 did this well. You didn't always have to do what is considered right, you could go your own way. In the climax to Morrowind's main quest, when you come face to face with Daggoth he offers the Nerevarine a chance to join him. But you can't actually join him, even if you wanted to, which kind of sucks. In Fallout 3, a similar situation can be seen when the Lone Wanderer encounters the AI President Eden, the leader of the faction known as the Enclave. You can actually choose to side with the Enclave, who are generally seen as evil, so I don't see any reason as to why the Elder Scrolls 6 couldn't take a similar route with a real sense of freedom of choice. And that is all for what I'd like to see in the Elder Scrolls 6. If I come up with any other ideas worth mentioning, I may make a part 2 on this subject. Let me know down in the comments below what you would love to see in the Elder Scrolls 6. I'll see you again later this week. Until then, bye for now, Kin.